Welcome to today's Market Movers. I'm host A, and with me is host B. We're jumping right in today with a number that isn't just a headline. Believe me, it's a potential game changer for just about every investor out there.
$100,000. That's right, Bitcoin has absolutely smashed through a huge psychological barrier. And look, this isn't just a victory lap for the early crypto fans. This is a massive, flashing signal to the entire world of traditional finance. So, host B, break it down for us. What is actually powering this incredible run?
Oh, it's a huge number for sure. But the real story here, it's all about legitimacy. This isn't just the same old retail hype we've seen before. The engine behind this move is, well, it's different. We're talking record-breaking amounts of money pouring into those new spot Bitcoin ETFs. That means the big players, the serious institutional money, they're finally on board. They're treating Bitcoin like a real asset, and that, right there, is a fundamental shift. And of course, once the big money gives its seal of approval, you get a massive wave of classic FOMO, fear of missing out, from everyday investors, which is just adding rocket fuel to this fire.
Absolutely. And speaking of where all that big money is going, let's switch gears. We're moving from the new kid on the block, crypto, to the absolute juggernaut that's running the show right now, the AI arms race.
And leading that charge, who else? Nvidia. They are closing in on a $4 trillion market cap. I mean, just let that number sink in for a second. That is bigger than the entire economy of most major countries. And the reason? It's this insatiable, relentless demand for their next-gen Rubin chips. But here's the key. This isn't just about selling a ton of hardware. This is about them basically owning the foundational plumbing for the entire AI revolution. They're not just in the race, they're building the racetrack for everyone else.
That's a perfect analogy. So while Nvidia is building that racetrack, you've got companies like Tesla trying to build the fastest car. And they are a prime example of how AI is completely changing how we value a company. Look, that 3% pop in the stock today, it's not because of a simple software update. No. The market is getting excited because full self-driving version 14 is ahead of schedule. And why does that matter? Because it moves the whole timeline for their autonomous robotaxi network up. So the big takeaway is investors are looking at Tesla and they're not just seeing a car company anymore. They're seeing an AI and robotics powerhouse. That future money from robotaxis, that's what's really driving the stock right now.
But all this incredible growth, all this power in the tech world, it doesn't just happen in a bubble. With great power comes, well, a whole lot of attention from regulators. And that's creating a pretty big and constant headwind for these companies.
Exactly. And this really shows that tug-of-war perfectly. On one side, you've got all this upward momentum, right? Nvidia's chips, Tesla's AI, but pulling in the other direction is all this downward pressure from regulators. And Apple? They're the poster child for this fight right now. The stock actually dipped on news of another EU antitrust investigation, this time into their App Store. So for all of you watching, this is the central question in big tech. Can innovation keep running faster than regulation can catch it? It's a battle that's going to decide who wins and who loses in this space for years to come.
So while that huge battle is raging in the tech world, let's zoom out for a minute. Let's take a look at the bigger economic picture. The foundation everything is built on. And it turns out there's one key area that's providing a surprising amount of stability right now.
That's right. If you look at this chart, it's pretty clear. Crude oil has really stabilized. The price has just been hovering right around that $75 a barrel mark. And a big reason for that is OPEC Plus basically saying, hey, we're going to keep our production cuts going for a while. So, why should you care? Well, because when oil prices are jumping all over the place, it creates chaos for the whole economy. It affects inflation, what you pay at the pump, everything. This stability, this predictability, it's good news. It gives businesses a much clearer path forward and really firms up the foundation for the whole energy sector, which, let's be honest, has made a lot of investors pretty nervous lately.
Okay, so let's recap. We've got crypto shooting for the moon, we've got big tech in a heavyweight fight with regulators, and we've got a surprisingly calm economic picture underneath it all. It's a lot to take in, which brings us to a slightly less scientific question, but hey, it's a lot more fun.
And that can only mean one thing. It's time for our final segment. We've hit you with all the data, all the analysis. So now let's see what the financial stars have to say. It's time for your investment fortune for December 6th. And just a friendly reminder, this is all just for a bit of fun.
Kicking things off, if you were born in the year of the snake, listen up. The stars are definitely on your side today. That little voice in your head telling you something about the crypto market? Well, the fortune says it's spot on. A perfect link back to our big story today. It says it's time to strike. Okay,
But a little word of caution for anyone born in the year of the monkey. That tech volatility we were talking about, that whole tug of war with regulators, it could get a little dicey for you today. So the advice is simple. Maybe don't make any sudden moves. Just stick to your long-term plan and try not to get caught up in the day-to-day noise.
And that is our breakdown for today. The market is always moving, so make sure you're always learning. Stay sharp, stay informed, and trade smart. We'll see you tomorrow.